This is part 2 of my mini-series on Melkor, so if you haven't seen part 1, then see you in a bit. Right, Melkor shows up in Arda, and he's looking more epic than any of the other Valar. He's like a dark, brooding rock star, radiating malice, and just ready to wreak havoc. His mission, though, is to just trash all of the hard work the Valar have put into creating this beautiful world. Cue the first epic showdown. You've got this massive war where mountains are literally smashed down and chaos reigns as Melkor he goes on an absolute rampage. Then when it seems like he actually might win, this total hero named Tolkien arrives on the scene. Now, he's like the ultimate champion. He's coming from far away to take on Melkor. After an intense battle, he manages to send Melkor packing, which it gives the Valar a chance to finish up their creation. With Melkor out of the way, they can finally wrap up their masterpiece, and that's how Arda comes to be. The Valar, they were hanging out in this really cool place called Almaren, and they decided to light up this young earth with these two giant lamps, Ilúin and Ormal. Now, meanwhile, Melkor, he's up to no good, right? He's charming some of the Maiar, who are these lesser spirits, and he's even getting a few of them to admire him. He had a whole spy network going on, keeping tabs on everything the Valar were up to, while he waited for the perfect moment to strike. So while the Valar, they're celebrating their hard work with this big feast, Melkor was plotting. And at that very feast, Tolkien, he was getting hitched to Nessa, and she was dancing like nobody's business, putting on a show for everyone. And then, I suppose a typical move when you've had too much to eat and drink and too much socializing, Tolkien dozed off. He went for a little nap. And that's when Melkor decided to make his move. Melkor, with his crew, he sneaks back into Arda, slipping over the walls of night. The Valar, they totally miss his arrival because Tolkien isn't around to keep an eye on things, and everything's left up to him now. So what does Melkor do? He heads deep underground, and he starts building this creepy fortress called Utumno, way up north, hidden beneath the mountains, where it's all dark and gloomy from Ilúin. As he's doing his thing, this nasty coldness starts seeping out from his fortress, and suddenly, the spring of Arda, it's looking pretty grim. The plants start wilting, animals are fighting each other left and right, even the flies are multiplying like crazy, and the Valar, they're like, okay, something's not adding up here, something's not quite right. And they catch on that Melkor, he's up to no good again. And they start searching for his secret lair. Melkor, he goes all out and he strikes first. He shows up with fire and chaos, and he's completely wrecking Almaren and the two lamps. It's like he unleashed a torrent of fire and water everywhere, and suddenly the whole balance of Arda is thrown into chaos. In the midst of all this darkness and confusion, Melkor manages to slip away, and he hightails it back to Utumno. And the Valar, despite being these super powerful beings together, they have to focus on saving the world from total collapse instead of chasing after him. And they don't even know where he's hiding. It's a total disaster. And the spring of Arda, it ends in complete turmoil. After Melkor totally wrecked Almaren, the Valar, they decide to pack up and they head over to a new land across the sea called Aman. And that is where they built the awesome place that we all know as Valinor. And to make things bright again, they created the two trees to light up the world. They like their things in pairs, right? Now this leaves Melkor roaming around Middle-earth, changing his appearance like an absolute pro. And he was still packing some serious heat with his cold and fire, but not all the Valar were ready to give up on Middle-earth just yet. Ulmo and Yavanna in particular, they weren't having it. And plus you've also got Oromye. Oromye was out there riding around, taking down all of Melkor's creepy monsters. Melkor started to get, I guess, cold feet, a little bit nervous, and that the Valar might actually team up and come after him with a vengeance. So here's what he was up to. He was just hanging out in the north, plotting and scheming, building up his power, as you do, and he started rounding up his demons. He even created these seriously scary monsters, all while being helped by his Maiar buddies. Now, these monsters would later be known as Balrogs, but that is not all. He also built this massive fortress and armory called Angband in the northwest of Middle-earth, just in case the Valar tried to come after him. He put his top guy, Sauron, in charge of that fortress, making it pretty much a no-go zone for anyone else. Now, when the Valar finally decided to take action against Melkor, they went in full force. But they got totally routed. Melkor was just, at this point, way too powerful for them to handle. It was like bringing a spoon to a sword fight. So, or like, you know, when you get the ice cream in the tub and you have to get the pathetic little spoon out of the lid. There we go. After totally crushing it in that last battle, Melkor starts to get cocky, and he started digging even deeper into the earth, building massive fortresses and pits where he could just gather his wicked armies and hordes. He was feeling like king of the world, I suppose. Now, while he was just strutting around this new domain, he discovered that the first of the children of Ilúvatar, the elves, had awakened. But instead of welcoming them, hey, look what I've created, come join me. Here's a lasagna. He invoked fear. He went on to capture or slay a bunch of them. And here's the really dark part. Some of those captured are thought to have been twisted and corrupted into orcs through torture and breeding. But I know it's up for debate. Just when it seemed like Melkor was unstoppable, something unexpected was brewing in the shadows. But what? You'll have to find out in the next episode. That was annoying. I tried to make that really cool, but it just didn't happen, did it? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm only going to implore you one time to do all of those things you need to do to please support my tiny channel, and I really hope to see you in the next video.